Hello everyone, welcome back to another weekly entertainment news video. As we dive into the Fantastic Four casting announcement, we got some update when it comes to Megan Part 2, some big movie news when it comes to the Predator and the Prey sequel movie, and the drama behind the Coyote versus Acme movie. So let's dive right into it here. Now, before we get started, just some quick side notes here. In terms of all the Super Bowl trailers that got released, I posted my shorts on individual trailer reactions, especially the Deadpool one. You can check that out on my channel, and all the wrap up for all the trailers that did get released. I'll post a link of that video somewhere around here. You can check all of those out, my thoughts, my opinions, my reaction to all the trailers. So the link will be up here. Also, it'll be on the channel, so you can go check that out. If you are brand new to the channel, we do these weekly entertainment news videos every single week. So we talk about movie news, TV news, sometimes video game news and Lego news. So I'll be talking about some Lego news for one of the trailers that did get announced here. So if you do like that type of stuff, do consider hitting that subscribe button. We are trying to reach that 400 subscriber mark, so appreciate all the support. We're trying to get that goal. And in the next couple of weeks, there's going to be tons of things coming out when it comes to shows and movies. So I'll be reviewing some retrospective reviews and some new releases as well. So definitely keep an eye out on the channel. And in terms of these types of videos, timestamps will be in the description down below. So you can go ahead, see anything that you're more interested in, anything that you'll want to skip around to. Timestamps are going to be in the description down below. But quick thing with the YouTube stuff, subscribe, smash that like button, share, hit the notification bell. But we'll dive straight into it with the first trailer that's not part of the Super Bowl, but literally got released the next couple of days, is the Godzilla x Kong trailer. Now, I was a little bit disappointed that Warner Brothers wasn't going to be doing any trailers with the Super Bowl, but it's a given with them. So they released a trailer for the Godzilla x Kong movie, and realistically, this trailer really blew me out the water when it comes to the fight sequences, because I really wanted to see more of the Scar King character. He's supposed to be this big threat, this big bad villain, and so for what they were teasing, you didn't really get to see much of that. But now we got to see him basically beating the hell out of Kong. We got to see Kong and Godzilla probably fighting one another, so it'll be interesting to see how that develops. But there's just some great sequences there. It's a lot more high scale, big events, that type of stuff when it comes to this movie. You compare it to Godzilla -1, and that was just so focused and driven on the storytelling, on the character development, whereas this is big action set pieces, and honestly, I'm all for it. So with this trailer, it definitely got me hyped to check out the movie. With the movie coming out next month, we're going to be doing reviews for all the MonsterVerse movies that got released, from Godzilla to Kong to the first Godzilla vs. Kong movie. And once this movie comes out, we're going to be doing a tier ranking for all those movies. So definitely keep an eye out on the channel for that. But with this trailer, really enjoyed the look of this trailer. Really am excited for this movie. But if you've seen the trailer, what are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Are you excited? Are you hyped? Will you be checking out the movie? Let me know down below. Now, for the next trailer, something that's also going to be released next month. March is a jam-packed month with movies and shows. With this trailer, it's the Invincible Season 2 Part 2 trailer. Now, I did a video, my thoughts, my review on Season 2 Part 1, and I'll link that somewhere here. Currently reading the Part 2, the Volume 2 of the Invincible, as you can see it up there. Really am loving this show. In this trailer, looks jam-packed, look action-packed, loving the beats and the storytelling that they're going to be doing here. Only slightly worried that it's going to be a little bit over-bloated with so many things going on with this trailer and so many things that's going to be happening with Part 2. But I am really, really looking forward to this. I loved Season 2. I'm loving what they're doing with the Invincible show, and if you haven't seen it, honestly, highly recommend. It's something that you've not seen anything before when it comes to superhero animated type of shows, when it comes to storytelling, when it comes to these just emotional heartbeat moments that you get from these characters. I love what they're doing with this, and I really cannot wait to check out Part 2. Again, review's going to be coming out for that once the show ends, so definitely keep an eye out on the channel for that. This trailer definitely did get me hyped. Again, coming out next month. If you've seen the trailer, what are your thoughts about it? Are you excited? Have you seen Part 1? Have you seen Season 2 Part 1? Let me know down in the comment section below. But for the final trailer we are going to be talking about is the X-Men 97 animated show. I grew up with the Batman animated series, with the Spider-Man show, with the X-Men animated series. I may sound a bit biased, but in the 90s, there were so many great cartoons, so many great shows growing up with, and those three were one of my favorites. So I was so pumped when they announced that this was going to be coming back. And now with this trailer, granted the animation may not be the same as the original one, but I really think the animation works well with this. There's some amazing shots in there with Gambit lighting up Wolverine's claws. You've got some sort of Easter eggs when it comes to like some Spider-Man, like there was a newspaper clipping indicating Peter Parker and even Eddie Brock in there, but the show just looks absolutely fantastic. Now, I mentioned Lego news earlier because I've had this for a while now and I've been waiting for this show to be released because we're going to be building this Wolverine claw, and I am so pumped about this. If you want to see like a speed build of this, let me know down in the comment section below. But this is going to look fantastic on this shelf. I cannot wait to be building this. Cannot wait to be checking it out. But honestly, I'm so pumped about this. I cannot wait for this show. Again, if you've seen the trailer, please let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What your thoughts are about it. How pumped are you? If you've seen the original show, the early ones back in the 90s, how pumped are you for this version? Let me know down in the comment section below. Now, as we're continuing on the Marvel train here, we did get an announcement for the Fantastic Four casting. Now, honestly, I feel like this was a worst kept secret since Spider-Man No Way Home, but back on Valentine's Day, Marvel decided to announce the casting for Fantastic Four. So they released a poster here confirming the casting of the movie, which, first of all, in terms of the poster, I'm loving the look of this poster. It looks absolutely fantastic. The logo too, completely different to when they first announced the Fantastic Four movie. I love this logo. Now, again, confirming here, so the cast of the Fantastic Four, so you've got Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, is going to be played by Pedro Pascal. Sue Storm is going to be played by Vanessa Kirby. Johnny Storm is going to be played by Joseph Quinn. And Ebon Moss-Bouchard is going to be playing the Thing. Now, first of all, in terms of the casting, I'll be honest, not my first pick for most of these. Like, Vanessa Kirby, I think, is a great casting choice for Sue Storm. Pedro Pascal, I'm a huge fan of him. I really enjoyed him playing as Joel in The Last of Us, in terms of other projects as well. I think he's a fantastic actor. He wasn't my first choice when it comes to playing Reed Richards. However, I do think that he could work very well as Reed Richards playing that. Joseph Quinn, I've only seen him in Stranger Things and I was a huge fan of him. He's going to be coming up with Day One, A Quiet Place Day One, that is. So I'm actually curious to see how he's going to be portrayed in that, plus playing as Johnny Storm. And Ebon Moss, I really do enjoy his work in The Bear, in the Punisher series. Again, not my first choice playing the Thing, but I think it's a decent casting choice. So overall, when it comes to the casting, again, worst kept secret. I feel like we knew about this back in July when the SAG after strike was taking effect, but a solid choice here. But when it comes to like the poster here, it definitely has got that early 1960s feel to it. It basically just kind of gives you confirmation that this will be taking a place in the 1960s. There was like rumors about the plot where the reason why they haven't appeared in the MCU yet is because they are going to be stuck in the 1960s. That's the reason why you're even seeing like this spaceship in the background, and even the Thing reading one of those magazines that, which I believe came out in 1963. So kind of really confirming this movie is going to be a time period set piece. And honestly, that actually kind of makes me more excited. I'm a huge fan of like these time period types of movies, and especially with, honestly, Captain America the First Avenger. I feel like it's such an underrated movie, a really fantastic, enjoyable movie with Captain America's origin story, and I feel like we didn't really get enough of that as the like old school type of movies in terms of MCU side of things. So this being taken effect in the 1960s, I'm honestly all for that. So with this movie coming out in July of 2025, most likely they're going to be filming later on this year. So July, you're going to have Superman Legacy with James Gunn as the start of the DCU, and now you're going to have Fantastic Four in the same month. So July is going to be a really great month next year. But because of this being announced here, that we actually got an update when it comes to the Thunderbolts movie. So then it basically confirmed here that Thunderbolt is going to be actually releasing 2 months early. So with this Fantastic Four movie coming out in July 2025, Thunderbolts is going to be coming out now in May 2nd of 2025, so 2 months prior to the Fantastic Four movie. Okay, now for the next news story, we've got an update when it comes to the Star Wars Acolytes series. Now with this, we haven't really heard much in terms of any announcements or trailers or anything like that. Most likely they are going to be releasing a trailer when it comes to May, because they always have this Star Wars event with the May the 4th date here. So coming from the Collider, confirming here that Star Wars Acolytes set summer 2024 release window. The High Republic set series comes from showrunner Leslie Headland. Now, if you're not aware of what this is basically confirming here it's going to be set 50 years before the events of Star Wars The Phantom Menace. The Acolyte will follow a former Jedi Padawan and her one-time master as they fall into an investigation of sinister crimes in an ever-changing galaxy. So I have been hearing some good things when it comes to this, and honestly I've been wanting them to focus more on like events before the whole Phantom Menace, like the whole Star Wars episode 1 to episode 6 saga. I've been wanting them to have more focus on things before those events. So I'm so glad that they are going to be doing that, and it's going to be releasing in the summer of 2024. When it comes to Star Wars, like we've been hearing about the movie side of things here, but they recently wrapped up season 2 of Andor, and now they're going to be releasing this one coming in the summer of 2024. Still no update when it comes to the Skeleton Crew, the one with Jude Law in it, but again, because they're going to do the Star Wars celebration in May, most likely we're going to see more trailers, more announcements with the Star Wars projects, because I feel like not only with the Acolytes show that they're going to be announcing, they're going to be also talking about some other project that's going to be releasing in 2024. But when it comes to Acolyte, I'm so happy we finally got some kind of announcement, because it feels like it's been forever since we actually heard anything for this. So for those Star Wars fans out there, are you excited for this? Are you happy that they're going to be releasing this now? What your excitement level is? Let me know down in the comment section below. Okay, now for the next news story we've got here is, so basically last week I mentioned about the Jurassic World movie and how David Leitch is going to be the one directing it. He's going to be behind the project here with this movie coming out next year on July 2025. The day of me posting that video, we actually got an announcement that he's no longer attached to this project. Now, coming from the deadline, confirming here that David Leitch not directing the next Jurassic World movie after talks have fallen through. So Universal is back on the search for a director to helm its next Jurassic World movie, as Deadline is hearing that David Leitch is no longer in talks to direct the film. Insiders say the parting was amicable and that ultimately the studio and Leitch had different visions for the film. This now becomes one of the hotter directing jobs in town, as the studio is sticking to its July 2nd, 2025 release date. Universal recently tapped David Koop, who helped launch the franchise when he penned the first 2 Jurassic Park films, to write the script. Now, what's really worrying for me, especially in this article, is the fact that the studio is sticking to its July 2nd, 2025 release date, which is 18 months from now, I believe that is. The fact that David Leitch basically left the project goes to show me that the studio has what it wants, and they just want a director to just basically do what they have in terms of in their vision. So they don't want any changes, they don't want like the director to have any input or anything like that, just a director to just throw out what the studio wants to put out, and that's it. And the fact that they are rushing it, because again, if you're going to be releasing this in July of next year, you need to be filming this at least by the summertime, and this just points to a lot of worrying signs when it comes to this movie, when it comes to the franchise and the future of this, because it looks like they don't care about the quality and more just about putting a movie out there, putting the Jurassic World title in it, basically. And with the fact that like David Leitch, who I really loved him as a director, was a bit worried with him being part of this project, because most of his movies, you look at John Wick, you look at Bullet Train, you look at Deadpool 2, like completely different types of movies. If you think of a dinosaur movie, if you think of a Jurassic Park movie. So with him, I'm guessing wanting to put his own spin on it, wanting to put his own vision on it, and the studio most likely saying no, this should cause for a very worrying sign when it comes to this movie. I am very curious now to see who they're going to be snatching as a director when it comes to this movie, because it feels like they're doomed to fail. It's set up for failure when it comes to this movie, especially when you're sticking with a release date and it's coming so quick. So I'm really on the fence and really worried about this now after hearing this. Again, this was released last week and there's been no updates since then. So what are your thoughts? You hear this, you see the director has left the project, you see that the studio wants to stick with the release date of July 2025. What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comment section below here. Okay, now for the next news story, we have got a casting update when it comes to the new Karate Kid movie with Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio. So coming from the Hollywood Reporter, confirming here that Karate Kid found American-born Chinese actor Ben Wang Nabs, apologies if I butchered that name here, but leads in Sony's movie. Now, I'll be completely honest with you, he's not one I'm familiar with. I've never seen the American-born Chinese series. I know it's on Disney Plus. I've not checked it out yet, but I've been hearing nothing but positives when it comes to this actor, when it comes to like his performances. So I'll be curious to see how he's going to be performing in this movie. So it's confirming here in the article saying plot details are being kept under a bonsai tree. Clever, but the new installment will bring the story to the East Coast and focus on a teen from China who finds strength and direction via martial arts and a tough but wise mentor, maybe even two. Which is very curious, because rumors about the plot was that it was going to be a kid or a teenager teaching the adult kung fu, teaching the adult martial arts, but it looks like this is going to be going in a different direction here. So most likely you're going to have Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio training this kid in karate and kung fu, and Curious to see how this plot is going to take effect, or how this is going to work with having Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan together, and what they're going to be going with the storyline when it comes to this. But again, I'm really excited when it comes to this movie. It's going to be coming out in December, so it's coming out on December 13th of 2024, so not long now, like end of this year. And I'm a huge fan of the Karate Kid movies, the Karate Kid franchise. I definitely want to check out the Cobra Kai because I've been hearing nothing but great things when it comes to that. But really excited for this, and curious to see now how this person is going to be part of this movie. But with this casting choice, fantastic casting choice from what I hear. Might be checking out American Born Chinese before this movie comes out just to see how his performances goes. But this movie is just shaping up to be a really entertaining, fun, enjoyable, heartfelt family movie that I really cannot wait to see. But you see this, if you're familiar with this actor, what are your thoughts about him being part of the Karate Kid movie? In terms of the movie overall, how excited are you? Let me know down in the comment section below. Okay, now for the next news story was something I was not expecting, but we have got an announcement that there's going to be a Predator and a Prey sequel movie coming up here. So coming from the Hollywood Reporter, confirming that the new Predator movie is in the works with Dan Trachtenberg directing. The filmmaker is back on the hunt after reinvigorating 20th century sci-fi franchise with 2022's hit Prey. I actually did a review for that early on in the channel. You can check out my thoughts on that. Really enjoyed that Prey movie, and it's with the same director here. So Trachtenberg, who earned an Emmy nomination for his 2022 Predator movie Prey, is returning to the sci-fi action horror franchise to make a new installment. So in the article it's saying here that, titled Badlands, the new Predator feature is not a sequel to Prey, which was set in 1719 and centered on a young Comanche woman forced to fight for survival against the intergalactic hunters, but rather a brand new story. Plot details are being kept secret, but this one is said to be set sometime in the future. Like Prey, however, it will too feature a female lead. Now, a couple of things here, because they also confirmed that Prey 2 is going to be in the works. So we still don't know in terms of like the plot or what's going to happen when it comes to that. But basically there's going to be a new Predator movie and a Prey sequel, both with the director being attached here. Now, what's interesting enough when it comes to the Predator, like what the movie, the title Badlands, which is a Predator movie, is saying that it's set sometime in the future. Now, I don't know if that means because if the Prey movie was set in 1719, if this is going to be like, I don't know, in 1800s or like not too further in the future from that date, or if it's going to be like 21st, 22nd century type of future date. It's still very unclear, but I really enjoyed Prey, the movie. I thought it should have been released in theaters, but it was such a great, surprisingly entertaining movie that I feel like worked really well, especially with that time period. 1719, I think it worked so well when it comes to like how it was balanced and the believability of the girl, this young girl taking on the Predator, I think was fantastically done. I'm really glad that they're reinvigorating the franchise, having a Prey sequel, having another Predator movie. This just gets me more and more excited, and I hope that when they do release the movies, it releases in theaters. Now, I want them to continue that like tone that they set with Prey, not like the last Predator movie that came out before Prey, which honestly, the less said the better when it comes to that movie. But I hope they keep the same tone when it comes to this, because this really was an enjoyable movie, and I really like the name as well. Badlands is a great name for a movie, especially when it comes to like Predator types of things. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they're going to do here. So we're getting two movies set, Prey sequel and a Predator 2 movie. So you hear this, what are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comment section below. A, what your thoughts are about the Prey movie, and B, what your thoughts are about the sequel, the title, the plot of this potential movie. Let me know down in the comment section below here. Okay, now for the next news story, we're going to dive into some horror type of news here. But so first of all, we've got an update when it comes to the Chucky series, so Chucky Part 2. So first of all, they actually sent out a tweet saying, want to know when I come back? Text Chucky Part 2 to me at this number, which I honestly did. And what Chucky responds to me here going, hey dipshits, yeah, it's really Chucky, your friend till the end. Wanna play? Of course you do. A new season of my killer TV show is coming back and you better watch. So click that link and sign up to get text from me. You're welcome. I'll be honest, I did not want to sign up. I did not want to click on that link because I was not wanting to see what Chucky was going to be setting up for me here. But then we later got a confirmation here that Chucky Part 2 is going to be returning on April 10th of this year, which honestly surprised me that it was coming out so soon. I was assuming a May, June type of date, but I'm actually honestly so glad that we're getting it in April, which is just a couple of months from now. I really enjoyed what they did with part 1. I feel like they went for like a more darker tonal shift versus season 2, but I still think that they needed more in terms of like the Child's Play vibe versus what they were doing so far in the show. But loving that the Chucky is going for the White House, going on this killing spree, doing all of that. I just don't want them to go for that humor. Like, for example, in one episode you had the doctor checking on Chucky's balls, which I thought was just a bit too much. But I'm really, really liking what they're going with here now, with Chucky being desperate, with him dying basically. I cannot wait to see what they're going to have in store for this. So with this returning April 10th, I'm really looking forward to like March and April. There's so much to look forward to. Like, you've got the Monkey Man movie, the Abigail movie, you've got the Knuckles TV series, you've got this coming out. So I'm really, really pumped to be checking this out. So you see this and you hear this. What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comment section below. Are you excited to be checking this out? Are you curious? Will you be giving it a complete miss? Let me know down below. But we move on to the next horror story here, because we've got an update when it comes to the Megan movie, so the sequel to Megan. So coming from Bloody Disgusting, confirming here that Blumhouse's sequel, Megan 2.0, has moved from January to May 2025. Now, I'm a little bit gutted because I actually did enjoy that January release date, because when the first movie came out last year, it was a great time to have that. Realistically, I'll be honest, these January and February so far this year, it just has not produced any great movies for me. I haven't gone to the theaters, I haven't gone to the cinemas at all this year. Just nothing really interests me. I was going to be checking out the Madam Web movie, but honestly, seeing all the reactions, the reviews, I kind of don't want to spend that money, especially now that they've increased the prices of the tickets this year. I don't want to be spending money on that shit show of a movie called Madam Web. So I was really, really excited to have January having Megan 2.0 next year, but they've been releasing it in May, which isn't a bad month, but I just would have preferred the January release date. No reasoning as to why they did it. I'm guessing that it's because of the whole writer's strike and everything last year that it got delayed and they were still like working on the movie. So that's most likely the reason why it's been delayed by just a couple of months, but it's still going to be coming out in 2025. So hopefully we do get more updates. We do get some kind of trailer. I'm guessing we're not going to see anything until later on this year, or possibly even like next year we'll see some kind of footage. But I was a huge fan of the first movie. I like that with this killer doll, she's moving about, she's active, she dances, she runs, crawls, does whatever she wants to do to kill her victims. So this I prefer much more versus those killer dolls that just don't move whatsoever. But for me, I'm just hoping that she doesn't go into like this good doll type of vibe and be going up against another evil doll. I kind of would prefer her as the villain, as the evil doll, versus being the good doll protecting the girl. But we'll have to wait and see. But you see this and you hear this. It's coming out later on rather than the initial release date of January. What are your thoughts? Were you disappointed? Would you prefer it as a January release date? Or are you happy with the May release date? Let me know down in the comment section below. But for the final news story we have got is honestly a saga that's just feels like it's never ending. Now, a couple of months ago, I spoke about the Coyote versus Acme movie, a movie that I've been really, really excited to check out. I've been hearing some amazing things about it, but Warner Brothers was going to write it off for tax purposes. Then they decided that because of the outrage that they were going to sell it to another studio. So studios were interested in buying it here, but now we got reported here saying that the Coyote vs. Acme movie is now expected to be shelved and deleted forever. Warner Brothers wanted 75 to 80 million for the film and rejected offers from Netflix, Amazon and Paramount, refusing to even let them counter offer. The movie was budgeted at around 35 million. They were asking for other studios to be selling it for 75 to 80 million, and when other studios like Netflix and Paramount and Amazon came in for their offers, Warner Brothers basically went, nope, thank you, goodbye, have a nice day. Basically just not even trying to negotiate, trying to shelve this movie. So you know what, David Zaslav, you are a absolute piece of everything I just said is probably going to be bleeped out right now. And what is more infuriating is the fact that this dickhead, didn't even see the film. He's never watched the film and he still wants to delete it. So it's just like this thing with studios wanting to delete movies for tax purposes. Like, I don't understand how this is even allowed. But I'm gutted. Like, I'm honestly gutted because this movie the premise just looked absolutely phenomenal. The screenshots that they have released, and even just the hard work that everybody behind this movie even just put in, for it to just be thrown away like that, it's so shady. Because again, coming here saying some sources even think that Warner Brothers was maybe never going to actually sell the movie. After all, calling it a dubious at best. Warner Brothers refused to share specific details with the filmmakers about the proposed deal and the ones that they rejected. Like seriously, somebody needs to look into like David Zaslav, like first the Batgirl movie and now this. Like this can't be allowed. And it's fucking imbecile. Like sorry, but I don't know how this is even possible. I'm hoping that there is going to be one more twist, because it just feels like this drama, this saga is going on a roller coaster of a journey. Because even actually, honestly, I've been hearing that it could even go into like some court session or something. Like apparently, according to Deadline, is saying that it's not officially dead. There's still a chance it could be sold, with the asking price being 70 million here. So we hear the door isn't officially closed on the Coyote versus Acme prospect yet. It's just that the Coyote could wind up in the cave with Batgirl, and I hope somebody gets involved. I hope whoever's out there at Warner Brothers just release the movie. Please, somebody release this movie, even if it's like illegal. Just do everybody a favor and release it, because this movie deserves to be seen. I guarantee you, this is a lot better than the shit show that Madam Web has produced. I hate to end on such a bummer. I hate to be on such a rant, but I just hate what the studio is doing here. So you see this and you hear this, what are your thoughts? I'd love to know. Please let me know down in the comment section below when it comes to this saga, when it comes to this with Warner Brothers and that piece of shit David Zaslav. Let me know down in the comment section below. But that about wraps it up for this week's weekly entertainment news video. I thank you all so much for watching and listening. But let me know your thoughts on everything we discussed down in the comment section below. And also again, let me know if you do want to see a speed build for this Lego Wolverine claw. Let me know in the comment section below here. And again, do subscribe to the channel as we try to reach 400 subscriber goal here. But thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. This is YK Reviews. Peace.